What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast number 310, powered by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. They've sponsored all season 4 of the podcast, so show them love for showing us love. And I want to say thank you guys, man. We posted an Instagram reel. I think it's about to clear 1 million views, and this is straight from the podcast. So this might be our first. Actually, no, I'm not going to say the first clip because I think we've had more clips on TikTok. I think I've done 1 million or something like that from the podcast. But on Instagram Reels, I think this is going to be our first 1 million views, and it's the 50 Cent Hurricane Chris situation. So that's really cool. We've had other kind of on the actual podcast YouTube. We've had that Joyner Lucas and Eminem clip that I uploaded a while ago that I talked about on the podcast. That did really well. I think it's 600,000 views. Yeah, we've had moments here and there this year that have been really, really good. Obviously, you got to thank Diddy, and you got to thank, which I don't know why I'm thanking Diddy because he's a piece of shit, but whatever. You got to thank him because of the news headlines he's been in. It's helped the podcast, as well as Drake and Kendrick Lamar with their battle has helped the podcast a lot. So, yeah, man, great thing to see. Finally, TikTok. We've gotten a recent viral clip. It's me reporting on the Buck and 50 situation. So that's cool. Finally, something on TikTok is having some motion again because TikTok is literally if you're doing what I'm doing in terms of taking content and putting them into multiple platforms, TikTok's the worst for that. TikTok wants you to specifically record for their platform, which is the dumbest thing ever. But that's their rules, and it's been hindering the videos because they claim I don't have original content, and I do. It's me literally talking. Makes no damn sense, but, had that issue, so hopefully they're fixing it, and finally we got one semi-viral. I think it's got 150,000 views, which is good. If we could average at least 30,000 per TikTok, that would be fucking amazing. But, this is the problem with social media. People don't tell you, content creators don't straight up be honest with you. We don't make money off everything we're posting. People tend to think that everything's all smooth and dandy. It's not, man. These companies, just getting in touch with TikTok to try to solve that sucks. All they do is regurgitate what the issue is. And they don't even tell you hey, let's manually review this and see if you're actually, I provided them my ID, I provided them everything to verify that it's me and that's me recording it. But we have issues like that. So yeah, I'm just going on a rant because it's nice to see a little bit, some of that get fixed, some of it a little bit. I mean, it's not like we're in the green completely right now, but it's a good thing for something like that to happen. And of course, appreciate you guys for sharing, liking, posting, commenting, all that. That helps us grow. Even a simple like. You don't have to even donate nothing. You have to do nothing. Just view the video, even if you don't want to watch the full podcast. I know some people like to watch clips and portions. Some people like to listen to the podcast and the audio. Shout out to all you in the audio section. So everybody's different in their taste, and that's why we try to, drop clips. We try to do everything that we can to accommodate everybody. And, I tried to have the goal of having more guests, so I'm going to try to, I just need to figure out how to, because the problem with that is when I try to bring on guests, I'll spend time doing research for them, and then they'll end up canceling or something will pop up. And I wasted all this time that I could have used working on a documentary or doing something else. So the guest thing is more of a staff issue. If I had more employees, one that could specifically just do research for me relating to that artist, and then I would have to double check it because most people don't research. I'm a maniac when I research. Like I said, I caught Vlad fucking up on Tupac's history with Keefe D. And Tupac is Vlad's favorite artist. So, he messed up on that. And I'm like, if he messed up on that, then clearly he's probably not doing the great vetting or he's not doing great research. Nobody researches specifically like you. Unless somebody's really, really detail oriented and is very passionate about it, it's very hard to find people that not only can edit videos like you, but also research like you, because they have to have a passion for it as well. It can't just be something that's a process. And it's hard, man. It's hard to find people that can accommodate that. And, mainly on the main channel. The podcast is good. The people that I have are amazing. But the main channel, that's something that's I have to have somebody in person that I got to train day in and day out for that to ever work. So whenever I get to that point, it'll be amazing. But that's kind of the issue of having guests, is trying to invite guests and trying to get them to come on, because I got to dedicate time then doing proper research with them, because I don't want them to come and then I'm just here having a random conversation and not knowing what the hell I'm talking about, right? So that's the main issue with having guests is, well, two of the issues is obviously them making plans and not showing up, which has happened quite a few times with a lot of artists. And then, dedicating time to do proper research. We were supposed to have quite a few artists this year actually come, but shit just happens and it never goes the way it's supposed to go. But it is what it is. Let's get into the news. We're going to be talking about an update from a long time ago. This is a 2020 case. Yes, when the podcast first started. This is what we're going to be talking about. So, Youngsta, who is artist of Yo Gotti, his 2020 firearms case has been dismissed as the rapper forfeits his weapons. Let's go over the article. Youngsta has seen his 2020 firearms case dismissed in exchange for forfeiting his weapons. As outlined in court documents obtained by Hip Hop DX, the rapper-born Sammy Benson came to an agreement with the Dallas County Criminal Court on Wednesday, August 14th. The agreement reads, motion to forfeit weapons comes now. The district attorney of Dallas County, Texas, though his assistant criminal district attorney, and asked the court to order the above listed defendant to forfeit his rights to the weapons subject to this cause number, which are currently in possession of the arresting police agency. The weapons listed are in mini Draco and a handgun. While the Memphis rapper has been battling these charges, his family has been grieving as they get closer to justice for the August 23 murder of his brother. Back in February, the Memphis Police Department took their prime suspect into custody. Yeah, so, I mean, he forfeits the weapon. They dismiss the case. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard or read a case like that on hip-hop or anything relating to that. That's interesting. But, yeah, that's an update to that finally after, 4 years. That's what I'm saying. Some of these things we read on news, we're going to get updates years later before you guys hear something. So, yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update on that. Continuing on, NBA YoungBoy has officially pleaded guilty to the federal gun case. And because of that, it's moved to Utah, the case. So let's go over our article. NBA YoungBoy's federal gun case has been moved to Utah after the controversial rapper indicated he would plead guilty. The case was originally going to be heard in Louisiana, but after YoungBoy agreed in writing to plead guilty to firearms possession, the court has moved to Utah, where the rapper faces separate drug fraud charges. Already in jail on these charges, YoungBoy faces up to a decade in prison on the gun charge due to already being a convicted felon. His guilty plea should bring down the length of his prison stint, though. The gun possession cases date back to 2020 when YoungBoy was caught carrying a gun while filming a music video in his hometown of Baton Rouge. So, yeah, interesting. And then following up, he faces new federal gun charges. This guy's this guy's stuck in a cycle of federal gun charges. NBA YoungBoy is now facing new federal gun case as his old one is winding up. On Monday, August 19th, NBA was charged with the U.S. District Court in Utah with being a felon in possession of a firearm. He's accused of possessing a Sig Sauer P36.5 9mm semi-automatic pistol. The gun is illegal for anyone who has been previously convicted of crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year, the prosecutor clarified. According to authorities, the weapon was found on April 16th of this year, which is when NBA YoungBoy was arrested on numerous state charges related to his alleged involvement in a prescription drug ring. During that arrest, multiple agencies, including the FBI, searched his Utah home. This new charge comes just days after NBA agreed to plead guilty in a different federal gun case. Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen, man. It's going to be interesting to see if this guy is going to have what time he's going to serve. Is he going to serve years? Is he actually going to serve potentially a decade because of this other case coming up? It's going to take years, though. By the time we actually figure out this shit, it takes like 90 million years, man. Mind you, a lot of these charges, one of them is from April of 2020, was it? So we're talking another 4 years, and who knows how long this is going to drag on. But we'll keep you guys posted, as usual. We'll keep you guys posted on if things change down the line. Updates on another Diddy lawsuit. Yeah, did he do it or did he not? The diddler, we're updating again. Diddy was accused of demanding oral from the boyfriend of an adult film star in a sex trafficking lawsuit last month. We talked about this already. And now the accuser has filed a police report as well. According to TMZ, Andrea English, I hope I pronounced her name right, filed her police report with the Miami Beach PD last week, detailing the allegations she listed in her lawsuit. However, detectives have determined that not enough evidence was presented to be able to investigate human trafficking or any other crime, but they did share the report with federal authorities who are investigating numerous other claims against the embattled mogul. Adria's lawyer, Ariel Mitchell, revealed to the outlet that her client is cautiously optimistic about the matter and plans to soon file a police report in New York City as well. As previously reported, English, who went by the, adult star name Monique, claims that the bad boy boss hired her to have sex with people at his parties, and then she said she met Diddy through her boyfriend, who was auditioning to model for his fashion label, Sean John. Yeah, Diddy's just got a bunch of things, freaky stuff going on. I mean, this next lawsuit I'm about to read, though, is literally the funniest shit I've ever heard, I've ever read in lawsuits. Let's talk about it. That was interesting. We just talked about, okay, police report, so we're going to see what comes out of that. But this Diddy lawsuit is the funniest thing that I've read. Let's go over it. Diddy is getting sued by a Sinaloa drug cartel. I'm not even joking. This is what the article says. A self-proclaimed member of the Sinaloa cartel filed a lawsuit against hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment, alleging defamation that he claims ruined his illicit drug business. I can't make this shit up. I really can't. This is what it is. The case, filed in Southern District of New York, was swiftly dismissed by Chief U.S. District Judge Laura Taylor Swain on August 12th. Alfredo P. Gonzalez, currently incarcerated in Colorado, sought $666,000 in damages, asserting that Combs and his associates had tarnished his reputation in New York's criminal underworld. According to Gonzalez's complaint, the trouble began when he refused to assist Combs' alleged request to traffic minors for parties. The plaintiff claimed that after declining these purported offers, he was told his life would be made hell due to the power Combs has in the streets. Gonzalez further alleged that this led to the loss of his New York-based drug business contacts. Judge Swain dismissed the case on multiple grounds. First, she ruled that Gonzalez lacked legal standing to sue, as his claimed injuries stemmed from illegal activities not being protected by law. Oh my God, man. That is the funniest shit. Additionally, the court found the claims to be frivolous, lacking an arguable basis either in law or in fact. The judge denied Gonzalez leave to amend his complaint, stating that the defects in his lawsuit could not be cured by amendment. This is the funniest. Listen, this guy is 100% a troll. There's no way. Because look, this is why he's a troll. One, this motherfucker is suing Diddy. Listen. When you're locked up, right, you got all the free time in the world. This guy probably was sitting there watching TV, saw 30, 40, 50, 60 people. I don't know how many people are suing. How many people have sued Diddy so far? Like 20, 30 people? And said, you know what? I'm going to take a shot at suing this motherfucker, and I'm going to figure out a way, how can I convince that this guy did me dirty? That's what this guy did, literally. You can't convince me otherwise. This guy sat in a prison cell thinking, how can I sue Diddy as well? Why not just join the party and start suing him? The funniest thing is, one, he's locked up. Two, the number he requested it is 666, the devil number. $666,000. Like, that's trolling in itself. He's clearly just having fun with this shit. And the fact that he thinks the court will take him doing illegal shit seriously to be prosecuted. Like, you can't do illegal shit and then go to the courts with it. You're just basically snitching on yourself. So that's the funny thing in all this, is that none of this shit is actually, like, this guy's just trolling out of his mind, and it's hilarious. The judge swiftly dismissed it. I'm sure they laughed when it actually happened. And 50 even, like, reacted to it. Of course, 50's going to react to anything relating to Diddy because, why not troll the guy while he's, down? 50 posted the actual article and said, "Oh, I have seen it all. What the fuck is going on here?" First off, I thought when this report first came out, I thought it was just a trolling. Like, people just got caught with the troll. But this is legit. Like, there's court documents, everything. But this guy is clearly trolling, man. 666,000, like, devil numbers. And, you know, he's like, fuck it. Well, everybody's suing him. Why not? Let me get my pot shot. And maybe the courts hate him and people hate him so much that I might be able to get some money out of this situation. Which is funny, man. Round of applause to that guy for giving us a good laugh, man. You know, but the Sonoma Cartel, like, I mean, hey, Diddy had a lot of history with this. I'm working on this Diddy $1 million hit documentary, and he's had a lot of, you know, working with a lot of fishy, cartel-y type of guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, that's the truth in the situation. But come on, man. This is just trolling to the max. The best you can troll is this. So salute to that guy. I just thought it was a hilarious story. I mean, the guy's Diddy just getting hit with lawsuits left and right. So why not, you know, hell, I might end up suing him for something. I don't know, trauma for having to see. What is that photo, bro? You guys got to see this photo. It's like the ugliest. He just looks so ugly that I'm like, this guy did everything. He's guilty of everything just because of how ugly he looks in this photo. I got to post it up on the screen, and I wish I could describe it for you guys, but he's got this like terrible goatee, terrible mohawk haircut. It's like zoomed in on him in the photo. It's just funny, man. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted to see if there's any new lawsuits hitting Diddy. And did he do it or did he not? Speaking of sexual assault lawsuits, The Dream, who got accused of sexual assault a little while ago, has demanded that the judge dismiss it. So let's go over the article. The Dream has petitioned to have the rape and sexual trafficking lawsuit made against him dismissed. The R&B singer was accused by a former protege named Chaz Manjora of sexually and emotionally abusing her, claims he has already denied. In his motion, the singer-songwriter is asking the judge overseeing the case to make a number of amendments, according to Variety. He's asking for the rape claim to be dismissed from the suit as it is not a separate civil case of action under California law, as well as the removal of 300 paragraphs from the filing that he claims are irrelevant to the proceedings. The Dream also wants his company, Contra Paris LLC, to be removed from the filing as it is based in Delaware, and additionally claims that the sex trafficking allegation has no merit as it does not meet the definition of the law in California, which requires a commercial element. The complaint is a textbook example of shotgun pleading and must be dismissed in its entirety for failing to attribute specific factual allegations to each defendant, said the Dream's attorney, Desiree F. Moore, in a statement. Plaintiff's complaint contains dozens of allegations that are utterly irrelevant to her sexual battery and sex trafficking claims and are instead designed solely to smear Damont's name and reputation. Moore further claimed that the lawsuit is made against the Dream for financial gain. She also reiterated the Dream's stance that there was never any non-consensual sex between the two and that it was the singer who ended the relationship, with Monroe continuing to pursue him afterwards. Monroe's attorneys responded to the motion, saying in a statement, the Dream's arguments seeking to dismiss plaintiff's allegations are wholly unpersuasive. We look forward to opposing the motions and proceeding to discovery in this case. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep our eyes posted. Like I said, I'm neutral in these type of situations, unless there's proof. Of course, I've said this millions of times on the podcast. Neutral, and you know, it's interesting, man. The Diddy stuff has gotten like way more headlines than other people's like sexual assault like cases. You know, because T.I. at one point was hit with a bunch. He was hit like 3 or 4. I know Trey Songz was hit with a few, but then some of his got. I'm just saying like when they were hit. I'm not saying when some got dismissed. Obviously, some are still in the works, but it seemed like with Diddy, it just like hit like 30 people hit at once, and then like it covered headlines left and right. But obviously, Diddy's a bigger figure than Trey Songz and The Dream and T.I. I guess T.I. I mean, T.I.'s pretty much on the same level, I think, in terms of like awareness. You know, because Diddy's not really viewed as an artist; he's viewed more as a businessman. But yeah, I don't know. But it's just interesting to see that some of these don't get as much coverage or as much out there as other ones. But we'll keep our eyes posted and see what happens moving forward. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Golden Eagle for sponsoring this podcast. Yes, if it wasn't for Golden Eagle, this podcast wouldn't be possible. If you're looking for an energy drink that doesn't tear a hole in your pocket, Golden Eagle energy drink is the one you want to get. Golden Eagle has the smoothest taste with no aftertaste. You don't get acid reflux when you drink it, and you will save a lot of money. So check out Golden Eagle at drinkgoldeneagle.com /DMP. The link is in the description below. And how do you think this podcast would be possible without me having energy to do it? Come on, guys. You guys got to remember this. I need energy to do this stuff, man, because there's a lot of crazy topics. So look how smooth this thing sounds. Look at, oh my God, it's fresh. Look at that Golden Eagle. Look at the can. It's so beautiful too, man. Look at that. That's so fresh, man. So fresh. Golden Eagle energy drink. Go to the link description below. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com /DMP. Let's continue the episode. Dame Dash has decided to sweeten the sale of his Roc-A-Fella shares that he's looking to auction off. And funny enough, I actually went on TikTok, saw him on TikTok live, and he was answering some people's questions, which was really cool. Dame Dash has offered a special incentive to potential buyers of his shares in Roc-A-Fella Records, but only for a certain price. Dame revealed on Instagram on Monday, August 19th, that if the auction for his 1/3 ownership of the label crosses the $10 million mark, he will gift the buyer their own Roc-A-Fella chain. He wrote, Roc-A-Fella Inc., which only asset is reasonable doubt, is for sale. A lot of people have made interesting offers, but please only inquire if you are serious. If it goes for over $10 million, that person will receive an original Roc-A-Fella chain. I'm not even going to lie, I think this is a way to get Drake's attention because Drake loves collecting chains of old school moments in hip hop. So this is the best way to get Drake's attention to potentially buy this, because Dame Dash even got asked on TikTok, if Drake bought it, would you accept it? Would you? Yeah, he's like, I'm totally fine with that. That's cool. Dame Dash, the person that invented the word culture vulture, doesn't see Drake as a culture vulture because he's happy if Drake buys it. Because when I was talking about the Hurricane Chris and 50 Cent situation, motherfuckers were saying, why you shitting on the word culture vulture? The reason why I was because people just use it for the fuck of it, to just say it, just to say it. That's my point. Yes, the term is a nice, like Dame Dash, you got to give him props for, having that, saying that. I don't know if he invented it. 'Cause I just never heard it until after he did, so he could have invented it. I don't know. But people just too loosely use it. You can't just call everybody a culture vulture because they're not from specific cultures. Like, that makes no fucking sense. If you're borrowing from other cultures but respecting them, showing love to that culture, putting people on from that culture, then how the fuck are you vulturing it? That's the point I don't get. But, you're going to get people saying that shit for no reason, whatever. So, yeah, if him being fine with Drake buying it, then how is Drake a culture vulture? Because I saw some comments saying, if you're going to say this, then Drake's a culture vulture, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. Dame Dash is fine with it. Dame Dash did say on it, TikTok Live that he wanted to sell his shares a long time ago, but Jay-Z and the other person, I forget who owns the other portion of Roc-A-Fella, blocked it. So he's like, I'm not going through financial problems. I know that's what you guys are reading on the headlines. Like, every year you guys read on the headlines, I'm going through financial problems. He's like, I'm not. He's like, I got more than enough money. I'm not tripping. He was like, it's just, I've been wanting to sell this for a minute now to take care of a little debt that I want to get out of, and stuff like that. So I don't know if given the chain is going to make people want to spend $10 million. I don't know what the bidding starting price is at. That's going to be interesting to see. But Dame Dash did say he wants to stream it live on his America New Network platform that he has. But let's play the video. Let's see what Dame Dash has to say, word for word.
As we all know, 1/3 of Roc-A-Fella Inc., which owns Reasonable Doubt, is for sale. And I've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of offers. I don't know if people are hummer stunting, or not. We'll see who shows up. But I definitely got some very healthy offers, and I appreciate those. And, obviously, if someone's trying to hate on the price or trying to devalue it, it would be because they want to buy it, like a first right of refusal. So if you do want to buy 1/3 of Roc-A-Fella Inc., you are going to have to bring some bread. And anything over $10 million, I'm going to sweeten the pot. You get an original Roc-A-Fella chain from off my neck. So, I say, because I was the only one that gave out Roc-A-Fella chains when Roc-A-Fella really existed. If I don't give you the chain, it's not a legit Roc-A-Fella chain. You get one of these, this is legit. This is the old school one from off my neck. Like how when I took one off my neck and gave one to Kanye, Cameron, all that. So, again, if you're going to call, please have the intention of spending some real money and actually completing the transaction. But if you come with the right amount of money, you're going to get a chain. Or, at least you'll have to battle with homeboy on the first right of refusal. Hop.
Hey, that's fire. I'm not gonna lie, man. If I was Drake and I was, I grew up like, listen, if I was at right now, because what am I, 29? Drake's like 37. So let's just say I was a little bit older. Well, I grew up on this era, so whatever. Let's just say I'm the same age and I was as worth as much as Drake is. Whatever he's worth, 500 million, 700 million, $1 billion, whatever he's worth. He's probably a billionaire, but he just hasn't admitted it yet. But let's just say I'm at the level of Drake. I would definitely buy every single thing from the 2000s that I could own. If G-Unit Records had a Porsche for sale, I would buy it. If Roc-A-Fella, everything in the early 2000s, because I love everything that came out of the early 2000s. I'm not going to lie, man. Everything was fire. And the fact that Dame said, hey, I took it off my neck, gave it to Kanye, took it off my neck, gave it to Cameron. Now, if you buy this, I'm taking it off my neck, giving it to you. That's fire. That is like a moment for me. But I would want that to be recorded. I'm not going to lie. And I would want it to be like kind of an event. Like we had a club or something cool, where it's like everybody's around. Dame Dash, takes it off his neck, gives it to me. Boom, that'd be fire. I would like that. So shout out to Dame Dash for sweetening the pot, and hopefully he gets the over 10 million that he's asking for. But Dame Dash decides to troll a little bit more with Jay-Z. So let's go over the article. Dame Dash has taunted longtime rival Jay-Z ahead of the sale of his 1/3 ownership in Roc-A-Fella Records. Speaking on Instagram Live on Tuesday, August 20th, the embattled mogul spoke about the upcoming auction and said he's curious to find out how deep the Brooklyn billionaires' pockets really are, given Hove has the right of first refusal as the company's co-founder. I don't know what the right of first refusal mean. Can he also, if somebody bids like, let's just say 10 million, he has the right to bid over that and buy it. So I guess that's what that means. Right of, let me see. Right of first refusal. A right of first refusal is a contractual right given its holder the option to match or decline to match offer. Okay, yeah, so I was right. So if somebody bids 10 million, Jay-Z, it automatically goes to Jay-Z, and then he has a right to, hey, I'm gonna outbid that at 10.5. So he can't get outbidded unless he chooses to not bid anymore. Which is interesting. But yeah, let's see what Dame Dash had to say.
Roc-A-Fella Inc. is for sale. I don't expect anyone, just some average person, to come buy it, or a third of it, my third. I don't want to get sued again. I know for some reason nobody wants me to sell it, but I'm ready to just move on, do my thing. And I had a lawsuit, I had a judgment, and I'm like, yo, that's 800 grand, go get it from over there. They're not paying me neither. So they went, did the work for me. So, pay that debt and I'll be able to sell it. Thought it all worked out for me. I'm sure there's a little twist they put on things. I don't know why. I do know why, but I don't know why. I don't know why about one thing, but I do know why about the other. He has a first right of refusal, so you're just some fucking bum-ass board meeting. They stay doing these board meetings, and all of a sudden he gets the first right of refusal. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't care. Don't slow nothing down for me. I don't know how deep homie's pockets is. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious if he gonna match that. I put an offer on the table. We'll see if he'll match it. But it was from, other people. What I do hate is when people hit me about it and be like, I'm gonna get it, and then they don't, that's happened a couple times. I think people should look at it is that I had hindsight at 18 or 19, I was about 20, in my 20s, to carve something out that I could make money from 30 years later. I had the foresight. I saw that in the future.
Yeah, that's definitely, yeah. I think Dame is it's kind of interesting the way he addresses Jay-Z. He doesn't like Jay-Z at all anymore, which is unfortunate, but I get why. But yeah, he's smart for having the sight, the foresight, whatever the fuck, to know hey, in the 20s to carve out a portion of it for himself, Roc-A-Fella. So Roc-A-Fella was split between three people, which is really interesting. So Jay-Z never really owned 100% of that, which I expected just Dame and Jay-Z. I didn't know about the other guy whose name I keep forgetting. But yeah, cool, man. Hopefully, it would be cool to see. I think Drake owning it would be just interesting, man. I think that would give that would give really great bragging rights to Drake. And knowing Drake, I would not be surprised if he jumps in there and buys his stake in Roc-A-Fella. But it's going to be interesting. Is Jay-Z going to allow that? Because that is insane bragging rights. Yeah, Jay-Z's kind of not with Roc-A-Fella's kind of old school, right? Done, it's finished in terms of producing stuff anymore. Because Roc Nation and Jay-Z's got his own thing going. But it's still a stunning move because Drake has always kind of, Jay-Z and Drake have had like subliminals back and forth where it's like, you know, Hove is looked at as like, in a lot of people's eyes in America, as the best rapper and the one who has the throne, period. And then Drake's kind of coming along and getting there. And then I used to be on Roc-A-Fella, then I turned into Jay, where Drake said on like 2016, I think, song. What was that song they said it in? Looking for revenge, summer 16, yeah. Looking for revenge. You know, I used to want to be on Roc-A-Fella, then I turned into Jay. So it's gonna be interesting if Drake purchases that portion. That's like a nice, stunning, petty move to, like, you know, fuck with Jay-Z a little bit and be like, listen, man, I got, my pockets are deep and I own a portion of your history, which is like kind of fire, man. I'm not gonna lie, that's fire. That's a good stunt line. Like, Drake is probably gonna come up with a fire line rapping about that. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted. The auction is, I believe, August 30th or August 29th. So literally in about a week and a half. Yeah, August 29th is the auction. What is that? That's like in what? A week, I guess? Yeah, a week. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see what actually happens with the auction. It'd be cool to see. Kevin Gates did something that a lot of people want to do, man. This new generation is lost when it comes to clout chasing. And shout out to Kevin Gates for doing the right thing. I agree with it, but he could get sued for this, and the creator could kind of have a come up. So let's go over the article, what happened. Kevin Gates did not appreciate the antics of a YouTube prankster, Wayne, assaulting him after he tried to pull a joke on him in the shopping mall. In the video shared on his YouTube channel, Wayne films himself at a Westfield Topanga Mall in California when he sees Gates out shopping with a woman. With the camera rolling, Wayne approaches the Baton Rouge rapper and says, "You look like Kevin Gates." That is Kevin Gates, while pointing at him. Gates did not look amused and replies, "Look, stop playing with me, bro. Get the fuck out the door," ushering the YouTube towards the mall's exit. Wayne apologized before moments later asking him, "Can you say dick in that pussy for me real quick?" The X-rated request appears to push the rapper over the edge as he then hits Wayne on the back of his head before casually walking away. In disbelief, the YouTuber says, Kevin Gates, what the fuck, Kevin Gates? Come on, man. Oh, that hurt. So I'm going to try to play the clip for you guys, but if I don't know if YouTube has like its guidelines with violence because they deem everything violence on this platform. But then Kevin Gates responded, you know, after it went viral and people were talking about it. And Kevin Gates said some like really mature thing. Let's just say that. So let's play the clip of what Kevin Gates had to say addressing the situation.
Say, don't you never do no shit like that, boy. I ain't raised you to be like that. I ain't raised you to be like that, boy. Hey, you just walk over. Hey, how you doing? I'm Kevin. I didn't want anything. I just was coming to say hello. Simple and gangster. That's it. That's all. Come on, man. I ain't raised you to be like that, boy. Hey, don't let me never hear nothing about you doing no shit like that again, boy. It's all good, baby. Players fuck up too. Mistakes make us great. Learn from your mistakes. Don't make them no more. I'm about to go in the gym. You heard me? You know, I don't want to have this talk with you again. I love you. All right, my nigga.
Yeah. So he you know, Kevin Gates did a respectful response and basically said, "Listen, man, you're raised better than that." And he's trolling and saying like he raised him, but he's basically just saying, "Listen, don't go out of society and do that." And that's the problem with a lot of these fucking new kids that are clout chasing. They'll do literally anything to anybody to get some views. I mean, I've seen some of the dumbest shit when it comes to streamers, especially. They'll just go out in public and just start slapping people, touching people's food when they're eating, hoping they get a response out of people so they can record it and go viral. And the problem is kids watch this, right? So kids don't have the mentality of, I'm not going to support this because if I don't support this, this guy won't do this. The only reason these people do this is because people go and watch them and they get views and they get viral clout fame off of it. But if nobody gave a shit about this stuff and never watched it, nobody would care and they wouldn't do it. But the problem is kids don't know to not watch it because you're just encouraging bad behavior. And then some of them mimic that behavior and that can end up getting them killed or arrested or, dumb things. So, I'm glad somebody smacked the shit out of one of these guys. I think Mano did the same thing a while ago to a YouTuber. That's what these guys deserve, man. Stop going up in front of people and doing weird shit and say, put dick in my whatever the fuck. Like, it's so dumb, man. And I'm glad Kevin Gates did what he did. and he handled it like a pro. So hopefully the kid doesn't sue because he deserves what he got in that video. It's kind of hard, like when he's walking out though, is like when he gets slapped. So it's like it's right in between the door like rail or whatever the fuck, and so you kind of see it, you kind of don't, but he does get smacked, and then yeah, that's what happens, and Kevin Gates addressed it perfectly. But we'll see what happens moving forward. Hopefully Gates doesn't get sued for the situation. Now let's talk about some positive news, and I love, reporting on these things because, it's good to sometimes hear some positive things and not just negativity, because I know on this podcast, we just talk about court cases, somebody getting shot, lawsuits, this and that. Lil Durk, and I commend Lil Durk for saying this, and I hope he follows through with these actions. He decided to go on Instagram and said, "Don't label me nothing outside of a man, a father, and a 1,000% Muslim." Then he followed that up with his IG story and said, "I don't gangbang, I'm Muslim." Basically what I was saying on my post, in so many ways, you can't do both. I'm going to be the one who says it. So if you follow me as a brother, a friend, an icon, follow me to my new chapter of life. When I make music, I rap what I've seen and been through. Not telling you to go do it. Huge difference. The music won't change, but my life goals will. In addition to religion and gangs, Durk has added other things onto his mind recently, like fatherhood. So, round of applause for Durk saying that. Now, Durk, I have a proposal. If you ever run into this video, right? I have a proposal. Why not change the messaging in your music? Are you worried that people aren't going to listen to music anymore? Because listen, you did. You technically changed the messaging in your music, and you had the biggest success of your career as a lead artist when you did that. And what is that? All My Life record. All My Life. All My Life. Come on, man. That record was number 2 in the Billboard Hot 100, which was the highest ranking lead song you've ever been a part of. What's your song? So you weren't really a part of it. It's your record featuring J. Cole. And the reason why you had that success, because you changed the style up. This is more advertiser friendly. And the track is fire. Like, it wasn't a corny record. We know you come from the streets. When you talk about your life, you can talk about these things that you've dealt with, but more in a positive way about what you're doing now. You could talk about the street stuff and then talk about like, yo, I'm investing. Do the Jay-Z mogul Nipsey Hussle talk. Do that. You can have that style, and you can make it, like, I think he could do a really dope job with it. The street stuff is cool. Those records, I do like to hear from Durk. I don't like the death talk and like clowning people about dying. That, but everything else, if you're gonna go this path of being more, first off, this is a great message saying that, hey, I've changed my life. Yeah, the music isn't really gonna change, but me as a person, I've changed. So I hope he's being true to that and honest about that. But the music can also change too. You found your biggest success in a song that has nothing to do with shooting or violence. I think maybe he had a verse here or there. Let me see. What do you say in the song? Because I haven't listened to it in a minute. But Durk, Cole started out with Durk, you've been on some positive shit, yeah. So it's a fire. I decided I had to finish, but the media called me a menace. On a side with my mayor and politician, I'm trying to change the image. You can't blame my past no more. I came from the trench. So you can still talk about your past and say you had to do certain things, but I'm just saying, man, you had the most success. Let's see. Actually, I'm actually gonna look at his Spotify streaming history. Let's just see. I just want to see where that song ranks in his like career so far. All My Life is his 6th biggest song, but it's the 2nd song on the charts that's actually 3rd song, never mind. So he's had, out of the 6 songs, and they're not really that far apart, besides the Drake one, obviously, but that's not his record. That was Drake featuring Lil Durk. So if we're talking about his song, it's Broadway Girls with Morgan Wallen. But that's the thing. Here's the thing. That song isn't that much higher in streams. It's at 380 million. Meanwhile, All My Life is at 348 million. And the only reason that probably gets streams is because of Morgan Wallen, honestly. Morgan Wallen's like, the motherfucker gets streams regardless. But out of the 6 songs, Laugh Not Cry Later is number 1. Back in Blood is number 2. Broadway Girls number 3. Three-Headed Goat number 4. Every Chance I Get, which is DJ Khaled record number 5. And then number 6 is All My Life. So 3 out of the 6 songs is his songs as the lead artist, and then the other 3 are him being featured on a song. So look at that. You have a song that is a top 6 in your career. But also, let's go to the Billboard charts. Lil Durk Billboard chart history. You'll see that it is his highest charting lead artist song. So why not? Yeah, Laugh Not Cry Later with Drake featuring Durk was at number 2, but that's not his record. It's featuring him. And then All My Life is Lil Durk, like his track, is at number 2. He's never had, look, if you go to the charts, Billboard Hot 100, he's never had a lead, like him being the lead artist, ever hit the top 10 or anything. Never. Broadway Girls with Morgan Wallen reached number 14. Drake in the Bible with Lil Durk, that's not his record. Yeah, he's never had a song that was him as a lead artist hit the top 10. Period. The only time he's had it is when he did All My Life with J. Cole. And that was a positive record. So if that's not, whether you believe in God, which obviously Muslim he does, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is, man. I think you should definitely change the style of the music, mature up a little bit, and put out a more positive message, man. Let the kids hear something that are in Chicago more positive from you, man. I commend him, man. Round of applause to him. This is what I want to see. I want to see a lot more hip-hop artists that have been talking about this street stuff. Take a more positive route, man. There's nothing corny about that. I will listen to the music 1 million times more if you go that route. And I'm sure he can make it. He can transition in a way where it's really dope. It doesn't have to be this preachy, messagey stuff. Like he said, he can still talk about the street stuff, but just do it in a more clean-cut way, man. Don't mention specific names, and don't get too aggressive on the street talk. But speaking of more positive thing, YG, and even The Game joined him. He leads a peace walk in bid to end war between rival Compton gangs. So another positive thing that you got to give a round of applause for YG. And The Game showed up as well, so let's go over the article. YG is doing his part to put to bed years of bad blood in his hometown of Compton. On Sunday, August 18th, the community service rapper led a peace walk through the streets of Southern California City in a bid to promote peace and unity between its 2 rival gangs. YG was joined by members of Treetop Pyrus and Fruit Town Pyrus, as well as fellow Compton rapper The Game, as he hit the pavement in hopes of ending years-long feud between the warring Bloods factions. He said this to TMZ. He said, "We came together, my hood and the Fruit Town Pyrus across the street. We've been at war for like the last 10 years. We just enemies, so I felt like we needed to come together and walk down our mainstream," he told the reporter. He continued and said, "We all from Pyru, so we don't really need to be beefing with each other. We've been doing that shit for years, so it's time to, if we can, clean it up. There's been a lot of conversations about that shit, so I put some energy towards it, and we got it right." YG also celebrated the lack of negative shit and police intervention, saying it's successful, all love and positive, we outside. The group even broke bread literally while marching in the sunny California sun, swinging by Tam's Burgers, the Compton spot made internationally famous thanks to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us for a bite to eat. Yeah, man, beautiful. I don't know if Kendrick Lamar had a role in, getting more unity, but this is beautiful. This is a round of applause, but do more. Don't just do these walks and then you guys move on, and 2 years from now, you guys start shooting each other and kill each other again. The whole point of even gangs starting in the first place was for people to have their own sense of community. But then they turned into this violent and shit. All this shit happened as the years went on. So get back to the sense of community. Don't just walk in the streets and show unity. Go help out in schools. Go do charity events together as gangs. Do things that can help the community financially. Buy whatever you need to do. Whatever you can do in the community, help. Be an example. Don't let just Nipsey die for no reason, even though he's rolling 60s, he's Crips, whatever. Still, it doesn't matter. Crip, blood, any of this shit doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, we're all going to die. And we all want to see each other live long, healthy lives. And somewhat, not everybody can be successful multimillionaires, but, just to live a decently comfortable life with less stress in life. That's all we all want to see for each other. If you're a sane, normal person. Obviously, if you're a sociopath and you want to kill people, then you're Ted Bundy. Different story. But majority of people just want to live a comfortable life, not have problems, show love, show respect, and that's it, man. We're only on this earth for a limited time. why cause a bunch of issues and start shooting and killing and cause family griefs and all this stuff? Like, it would be a beautiful thing if this happened in Chicago, in New York, all these areas, even in Atlanta where there's gangs and shit that people killing each other over dumb things, man. Things that are just useless. I don't know. It's very deeply rooted. A lot of shit to go into. It's I'm making it a lot simpler than it is. I understand there's been losses on each sides, and it's hard to let go of that. But the cycle never ends like that. Eventually, somebody has to say, listen, yeah, we lost on this side, but we need to stop. Like, this needs to be, and then hopefully the other side agrees. But then you can't have one side agree and be sitting ducks and the other side not agree. So it's a tricky situation, but this is a positive stuff. Hopefully they keep doing it. It's not just a one-time thing for media headlines. And, I want to constantly be reading updates about this stuff of them going to communities, helping people out and doing more things. But round of applause, not only to Lil Durk for saying what he said, because he represents Chicago, and Chicago has dealt with a lot of problems, but YG as well in Compton and California area in the West Coast. Round of applause to all of them for doing this, man. Beautiful thing. Let's get into the Billboard Hot 100, and the first 3 songs have not changed on the charts at all. Shabuzi is number 1 still with the bar song Tipsy. Number 2 still is Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help. And number 3 still Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. This is probably the longest top 10 for Kendrick Lamar's career ever. Still at number 4 is Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter. And then at number 5 is Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. Number 6 is Tommy Richmond, $1 Million Baby. Number 7 is Chappell Roan, Good Luck Babe. Number 8 is Sabrina Carpenter, Please, Please, Please. Number 9 is Lose Control, Teddy Swims. And number 10 is Hosier, Too Sweet. Going down the list, Like That, Future Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, number 21. SZA, Saturn, number 22. Eminem, Houdini, number 24. It's Up, Drake, Young Thug, and 21 Savage debuted at number 28. That's a pretty good debut, man. Shout out to Drizzy. Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Wanna Be, number 31. TGIF, Glorilla, number 43. Going down, Whiskey, Moneybagg Yo, and Morgan Wallen, number 53. I actually got to listen to that track. I haven't listened to it at all. Gunna, 101, number 56. Band for Band, Central C, Little Baby, number 57. Blue, Green, Red, Drake, debuted at number 63. Field Trip, Kanye West, Ty Dolla $ign, number 68. A lot of that Kanye, Vultures 2 songs got off the charts. You My Everything, Sexy Red, Drake, number 80. Housekeeping Knows, Drake, debuted at number 85. So he's had a song debut in the 30s, I believe. Or 26. Was it 26? Am I tripping here? It's 28, sorry. So 28, 63, and 85 for that little 3-pack that he dropped. Not bad. Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar, number 95. And Parking Lot with Mustard and Travis Scott, number 100. Yeah, the interesting thing that I want to see is Eminem just dropped a music video for Somebody Save Me with Jelly Roll, so we'll see how that song gets pushed through the music video. That was a pretty good music video, man. Pretty simple, straightforward. I wish he would have shot a video for the other song that he's talking about, Haley. I forget the name of it again. Not Somebody Save Me, but let me find it right here, man. Blanking out right now. Temporary. I would love a video for that song. I would love a video for Brand New Dance to do some funky, Slim Shady stuff. Guilty Conscious 2 would be a great storytelling music video. So Eminem has a chance to shoot a lot more music videos to this album. I think he should, honestly. He already did a great rollout for the album. Will we get a deluxe version? Who knows? But, we'll see moving forward. But it's, a solid video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Pretty good. But, yeah. That's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. As always, appreciate you guys day in and day out. It means the world to me, of course. Powered by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. One cool thing is on TikTok, a lot of people were asking where to get this drink. We need to add the link to be able to purchase it directly on TikTok. You can purchase it obviously in the YouTube link and or just go to drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. That's not hard to remember. And then, buy a case, man. Show us some love. Give a friend some love with the drinks and, appreciate it, man. It would mean the world to me. Spotify, Deezer, Pocket Cast, YouTube, all that. Of course, man. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.